Psych! You are tuned in to SunDogs present Local Vibes.
We are the SunDogs.
We're them SunDogs, your two favorite canines, the gruesome twosome, the good boys. More information.
We're just recording on one mic right now, so we're gonna do a little...
Boom, and we're back. You are tuned in to SunDogs present Local Vibes. You are sitting down with SunDogs. More information can be found at SunDogs TC.
That is right. Oh, we got them all. We're in there. We're moving. We're cooking. We're going. I just had to make sure. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it.
If we're not...
Some days, folks, we'll have a seamless show, we promise.
It's getting closer every time.
We're joined in the studio by Kellan Raps. Thank you so much for sitting down. Is it Kellan Raps or Kellan?
I go by Kellan, but for like...
Kellan Raps, Kellan Music.
Kellan Music, Kellan Raps. It's like, I put the raps in the music just in my handles because Kellan itself is taken.
Yeah,
but I do go by Kellan.
Well, thank you again. Kellan. Kellan. And what's social media handle?
So it's Kellan Music on Instagram, and it's Kellan_music on Twitter.
Boom. And those are your two most frequently used?
That's about it.
Fabulous. Well, we've got our local artist spotlight segment coming up. We've got a little bit of business to go through, so we appreciate your patience and your punctuality today. More information, again, can be found... before us, you were listening to the 94.1 FM WFNU Music Rotation. That's predominantly local music, and that's what I like in my radio station. If you have clean hip-hop or R&B songs, again, clean, radio-edited, please send them to feel free to send them to sundogstc@gmail.com.
And if you're a musician of any kind and live in Minnesota, did you already say this?
No.
Send them to stationmanager@wfnu.org, and they'll put you in the music rotation. That's what you're hearing anytime there's not a scheduled show.
Program,
yeah, exactly.
SunDogs Present Local Vibes kicks your weekend off every Friday at 6 p.m. Friday nights are pretty hot here on WFNU.
That's true. Right after us from 8 to 9, or from 7 to 9, more of the WFNU music rotation.
Then at 9 o'clock, Get the Gravy Hot with Gall Dagbrand.
Then Basic Beats with DJ Dom Terrace is Fridays at 10 p.m.
Fridays at 11 p.m. is Club 120 Plus Replay with Sid DeLuca.
The morning program, skip one? Midday Escape with Philip Gracia, Fridays and Saturdays at noon.
The morning program with Dr. Rick Burnett, that's every weekday at 7 a.m.
Extra Dimension with Ian R. Buck, Saturdays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
The 9:45 show with Mike Rez, 9:45, that's Saturdays with replays on Wednesdays.
3 p.m. 3 p.m. on Thursdays is T. Frazier's Motivational Talks, that's Talon Frazier.
And live 8 a.m. Mondays with replays every night at midnight is Hits and Histories, the 1960s, 70s, and 80s with Dr. Rick Burnett.
And then everybody's favorite show, Funk to Your Ears, is Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg of some of the great programming we have here on WFNU. Shout out the station managers for getting it done and, staying diligent. Pushing the pencils and the
envelope.
Pushing the envelope, the pencils, and the keyboard keys. It's 2021. You can't say, pushing pencils in.
That's right. They're tapping the buttons.
Shout out to a few other shows who focus on local hip-hop and R&B, including the SOTA Sound radio show. The B&E crew hosts that. I believe you can find all of their past episodes on Facebook. Just look up SOTA Sound, SOTA. SOTA Sound Radio.
And also the Chopping It Up with Pops Facebook Live show. They've got a lot of local artists on there as well.
YouTube, you can find Logan Michaels, where he hosts the Minneapolis podcast, formerly the Minneapolis Residency.
And the DJ Buster Baxter show, he's spinning vinyl on there, and that's on Mixcloud. Yeah, I just ran into him the other night. He's like, I do vinyl, and he told me all about Mixcloud, and yeah, so he's like, the money he pays for the subscription to Mixcloud goes to the artist whose songs he's playing. So it's
kind of like a
legit, a little legit.
Okay. Yeah. Also check out on YouTube The Walrus the Human show, kind of like a late night
Yeah, it's goofy. B&E, their channel on YouTube is where you can find all that.
Again, we've got Kellan Raps here waiting oh so patiently. More information can be found on Instagram at Kellan Music and then on Twitter at Kellan_music.
Got it.
Last interview.
Tuvok the Word.
Phenomenal sitting down with him.
Nice having him in, talking a little bit about Fair Play Collective,
Yeah.
talking a little bit about, being a dad of twins.
Yeah, what's on the
Crazy
horizon for him professionally and personally.
Yeah, exactly. And next week.
Yep, we've got Twain. He's coming back in, and we're going to check in with him. You can check out those episodes and all other replays of SunDogs Present Local Vibes. The audio archives can be found at anchor.fm/localvibes, as well as Spotify. Just look up SunDogs Present Local Vibes. And then the video archive, I believe episodes 90 through presently, we have on YouTube, and that's just the SunDogs TC handle.
Oh, and Spotify. Did you tell them about that? Spotify. All the apps are up. All of the apps are up.
All of them. You can go back to
crazy.
App 1, Mike Dose.
Check it out.
There are 3 or 4 ways you can listen live every Friday at 6 p.m.
That's right. On the radio, 94.1 FM WFNU if you're living in Frogtown.
Boom.
The WFNU.org/live. So on the website, web browser,
Boom.
you can get the Live 365 app. Search WFNU and you can listen to all the shows here on WFNU, and that'd be another way to listen live.
Boom.
And then YouTube. Hi, guys. YouTube Listen Live. SunDogs TC is the channel, and we just pop up live a few minutes before 6 o'clock on Fridays.
Bang, bang, boom. And again, every Friday at 6, with replays every Monday at 3, and Fridays at 6. That's when you want to call in. 651-313-5125 is the studio line.
651-313-5125. We will let you ask the guest a question, or if we don't have a guest, we'll let you request a song.
And we'll also help you with any other pickles you may be in. Not financially, but
Exactly. If you video call us, we could do the pick your outfit for the night.
we can help you with your marriage proposal. We can give you a great recipe.
Plan your vacation, or we can suggest good restaurants.
Precisely.
Keep it clean, keep it
SunDogs
clean.
want to go on a vacation with your spouse. 651-313-5125. If you don't swear,
We'll put you on the air.
we'll put you on the air. Don't even worry about that.
It rhymes so you know it's real.
We've got a few open mics and shows to go through, including the Urban Lights open mic at Urban Lights in St. Paul, hosted by Vlad G and aka Kobe. That's every first Thursday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Make sure you spark up a conversation with Tim, the owner/curator of Urban Lights.
That's right. Good Boy is out at the Freight Room in Hopkins doing the open mic every Thursday. That's from 6 to 10 p.m. So check that out. I know he's
Clarify, that's every Tuesday.
Little bad at reading on my part.
Again, Freight Room, Depot, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Good Boy.
That's right. DJ Cam Jones, he doesn't like me using the word residency, but he's got shows every Monday pretty much at the Red Sea. I think last week was Trap Soul, so it was a little bit of R&B, and I think next week is going to be probably less R&B and more just trap music.
That's every Monday?
Every Monday you can find Cam there. The shows vary. It's not like, the same name for the show every week, but that's where you can find Cam on Mondays. Red Sea, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Every Thursday at Creative MPLS in Minneapolis is Mic Check, hosted by Sem Hyena, and again,
Hosted by Mini Ox.
hosted by Mini Ox. So
Yeah.
the flyers are on.
Well, it's Mini Ox and Creative MPLS. Sem Hyena is like the dude for
No worries.
Mini Ox.
Okay.
So he'd be hosting it. But it's put on by Creative MPLS and Mini Ox.
Cool. So reformat your flyer.
We'll get it. We'll get the info out to people, but yeah.
With
you
all
just
that
don't want
business
people
out of the
being
way,
confused.
we'd like, again, to welcome Kellan. Thank you for joining us and sitting down, taking time out of your busy schedule. You're saying you got an upcoming show?
Yeah, I got a show. Actually, Sem is the one putting on the show. It's Wednesday the 22nd. It's called F Wednesdays. I think doors open at 7. So it's gonna be me and 2 other artists. I'm not really sure about their names. One of them was Ulysses.
Nice. Love Ulysses.
Yeah, they love Ulysses. He's gonna be there. Haven't heard either one of their music, so I'm glad to see what's going on there. I think it's gonna be a good time. Part Wolf over on Cedar.
He's got a great taste in music, so the fact that you're on the show says a lot about you.
Sounds great.
He's got a great taste and never throws a bad show. Those open mics that he's throwing have a lineup every time, like before the night of the show. Like he's already got the people there who are gonna perform at it. So
Sam
Versus a scramble, too.
yep.
Yeah, for his mic check, I actually went
exactly.
to it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, were you able to perform that night?
I did. I performed that night. Yeah, because I hit him up. Like I hit him up before it happened. Yep, emailed that, which I did. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that, how long? You said that was about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
So going even further in the past, back to the beginning, back to the first time music influenced you heavily, whether you knew it or not. You know, did you do music in church?
No,
We're just gonna kind of go over the timeline, including any artist names you may have gone by,
Don't forget your alias.
other than Kellan. You know.
That is so funny that you guys say that. I'll talk about that too.
Okay.
But honestly, I wasn't really that big into music for a really long time. I'd say the first album that got me like, wow, music is amazing, was Born Sinner by J. Cole. That when I listened to that was the first album I actually listened from top to bottom, where I was like, man, this is wow, this is what rap actually is. And it just got me going into it for like years. Just I'd listen to every album the day it came out, like 11 p.m. I'd be up listening to track one to bottom.
32.
Oh my God, it was actually crazy too, because I talk about it the next day, nobody else listened to it, so I'd be kind of telling everyone, I'm like, yeah, this is the good album, this is the not good album. I was kind of bringing it around.
And when did you first hear Born Sinner? How old were you?
I think I was like 15, 14, like beginning of high school.
Okay, very formative years to hear phenomenal music.
Yep. And then the way I got into music was my cousin produced at the time, and he's in Toronto. He also makes music now.
Under what name?
He goes by Trap Star.
Okay.
So
Shout out Trapstar.
Yeah, shout out to him. So he really got me into it to produce, and I'll just mess around. Let me take a little sip of water.
Yeah, no problem. On Fruity Loops, on GarageBand.
Fruity Loops. I still use that to this day, honestly. That's why I don't know if it's the best, but it's the only one I ever learned how to use, and I'm so comfortable with it.
Yeah, that it really takes that, because it's like it's all the programs pretty much do the same thing, but it's just like finding where they hid all the stuff that you know how to use in a new program is just like such a tough learning curve.
It's like why even do it when you already know one?
So he started turning you on to more of the production side of it.
Yeah, I actually made like a lot of beats for a long time, and I started getting like decent at it, and I'm like, wow, no one's gonna hear these beats ever.
Oh.
So then I started rapping on my own beats.
Okay.
So
Kind of out of the gate.
no, not really. It was like probably like a year and a half after.
So we're just doing like YouTube beats or like.
Just beats for myself. I didn't post them nowhere.
I guess I was curious to what you started rapping over.
Oh, my own beats.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So at first you were just producing, and then you were like, I might as well use these.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see what the potential could be for my
The
beats.
final product, yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, when was that? 17, 18?
17, yeah. That's when I like started like getting into rapping a little bit. Then
Under what name?
Yeah, exactly.
What was the first
so,
rap?
Wait,
so
what was your producer name first?
so I didn't have a producer name, really.
Trapstar's cousin.
Yeah, basically, I just my own name. My real name is Ahmed McConan,
Nice.
so I guess I went by that.
That's solid.
Then when I started like actually rapping, the first name that I had was Zero. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, but I was like,
Not Holes.
not holes,
Okay.
not holes. That's funny. That's one of my favorite movies ever too.
His rap name's Zero, and then he sees the movie, he's like,
Henry Winkler as the father in that film is underrated in Holes. Stanley Yelnats that's the second.
there's good acting in that movie. It's not bad.
It's pretty good. Sorry. So first rapper name was Zero.
Zero.
And how long did that last? through the rest of school? Or?
No. I had many names that year. So I don't really know the timeline of them, but it was 0.
Yep.
Then I had one, it was Mex, Mekx, because I was like kind of doing a play on my last name. But I was like, that sounds like a EDM type producer. And I'm like, this is a little too sharp for me. Then I went by Casey. Don't know where that came from either.
With a K or with a C?
With a K.
Oh.
Then we got to Adonis, which I actually used for a very long time.
Spelled the same
Strong
or?
name.
Same, Adonis. Then, Drake had his son, and I was like, I don't know if I want to use this name anymore. It just feels like I don't want to be known, because I was like, I can already hear the jokes in my head. Oh, look at Drake's son. So I was like, let me find a better, meaningful name.
Yeah.
Then I was looking at just like a bunch of names in like a name list or whatever, and I saw Kellan, and I meant it like came from like Northern Africa, meant powerful, and it sounded nice too. So that's how I ended up with it.
And when was that in regards to today?
When I dropped my first song, so
Under the Kellan moniker.
under Kellan, yup. No, my first song ever, actually. Not even like I didn't.
First song to release.
Yeah, I didn't release any songs other than my other names. I just had them, and like when I'm like saving them to a file, I'll have the name. But Kellan was the only song name I've ever dropped music under.
And when was the first song?
It was Somebody, July 2019.
Okay, and what'd you drop it on? SoundCloud or?
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Like through
Nice.
DistroKid or? Okay.
DistroKid. Shout out to them.
Yeah, we have heard a lot of people really, really like that. We've heard some people who don't really like that. So it sounds like you've had a very positive experience.
Oh yeah, I love DistroKid.
Because when you look up on Spotify, scroll down to the bottom of the album, it'll say, hey, copyright, good music, copyright, rhyme sayers, copyright, DistroKid.
Yeah.
100 whatever.
Precisely. So on the horizon or down the road, would you eventually want to start your own publishing or record company? Or is it just like, at this point, DistroKid or CD Baby kind of does the job done, even though they could be taking some of the publishing rights?
I haven't thought about that, but right now I feel like I'm not really thinking about any of, publishing or a record label company, anything like that. I haven't really.
A handful of the vets who have been in here doing interviews have mentioned that, where they're like, some of them, not all of them, but some of them have the philosophy where it's just like, pump out as much as you can, as soon as you can, just to kind of really find yourself. We gotta take a break in 10 seconds.
We're gonna take a break here. We're gonna be right back with Kellan here on SunDogs Present Local Vibes. Time flies when you're really high. Welcome back to SunDogs Present Local Vibes. We are sitting down with Kellan, Kellan, being very, very, very patient as we were kind of talking during the break. We don't like to ask too many questions before the show starts or while we're off air. So we were just talking about your experience with DistroKid, kind of focusing more on the next 2-3 years versus the 10-15 year.
Yep.
Do you see yourself ever stopping making music?
No, I don't, honestly, because I'm still in school right now. I go to college at Hamlin.
Oh, cool.
About to graduate.
Yeah,
this year.
what are you studying? What are you?
I'm a biology major, believe it or not.
That's cool.
Yeah, so music, biology, I feel like it's a little weird. But, I've always done it enough where it doesn't affect my, professional life in terms of school and, that career path. So, I'm always going to do it. Even if I come to a point, years down the line where I don't want to release anything, I can still see myself making music for myself.
For yourself, because that's a huge thing, especially in hip-hop, that I think is overlooked, is the kind of emotional...
Not cathartic isn't the right word, but that's what's coming to mind, where it's it's just an outlet. Writing poetry. People who write poetry, you'll know what I'm talking about. People
Keep a journal.
Maybe even paint paintings. I don't know, because I'm not a painter, but
an outlet for you to reflect on the positive and negative and the lustful and fearful times.
just process your emotions.
Every day. I like that.
And I like how you put it, I'm going to always make music for myself, even if you don't release it. That's huge.
But like you were saying before the break too, DistroKid makes it so easy to just release it. It's made. I might as well let everybody hear it.
And you know, it's funny to say that. I probably have hundreds of songs recorded, but I only have like 5 released.
Nice.
And it's because I feel like my sound has changed so much that I move a lot slower than others. Because like the way that I was making music at the start, as to now, completely different.
In what ways?
Yeah.
So I started out kind of like a trap rapper, but then I realized I'm like, I don't even listen to this kind of music. What am I doing? I feel like I got caught up in kind of the hype at the time with like Young Thug and everybody starting to get up. Then I moved into more like a R&B singing type deal, and I realized my voice isn't that good. So I was like, where am I going? Then I realized I'm like, I kind of like Afro beats. I'm like, this is really fun. So there's a genre in the UK that's getting kind of popular right now. It's like Afro and R&B. They call it Afro swing. There's like a lot of artists like Asin, Tion Wayne. Those are like my 2 favorite. Dino. But it's like in between Afro and hip hop. So they put it together, and I really enjoyed those beats. And that's actually where Somebody came from. Ooh. It was kind of like a fusion type deal, and I realized I really enjoy that a lot. So I ended up keeping that. And as I progressed on more, I started to bring like a trap soul type, Bryson Tiller feel to my music. And that's where I've been, kind of feeling right now.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's interesting hearing like your passionate consumption of this music from a young age. And then I'm sure it took listening to all sorts of kinds of music for you to find what you really like. And I know definitely for us, we like listening to other music a lot. It influences us very much when we're making stuff. And,
outside of the genres we're working in. So.
Exactly, where it's like, ooh, yeah, the way this, like, just the vibe that this, like, Red Hot Chili Pepper song has, or the vibe that this Two Door Cinema Club has, is we could bring that to our music, and it's super interesting just to hear that you're had to got inspired from this, and we're also kind of doing this, and it just hearing the way that it finally came together.
And I think that's mainly because my music taste is very broad. I'll basically listen to anything that's not country or dubstep.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, very eclectic asterisk country dubstep. Not that I haven't, but it's just not my favorite. It's the hardest music for me to relate.
Yeah, exactly. Like Old Town Road was great if you consider that. I don't know if you count that country.
You gotta count it.
If you do, then I guess that one's good. If that's where country's going, then let's keep it.
That's kind of where every genre is going.
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel like my music is also a little influenced by. I don't know what the genre is called, but it's like bands like Paramore and like Panic at the Disco and Yellowcard. I love that kind of rock. I don't know if it's even considered rock, but
pop rock, old rock.
That was my favorite, and I feel like a lot of the artists these days like Juice WRLD especially, you can kind of hear those melodies. Yeah. It's just same melodies but on different drums. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, they're saying a lot of hip hop bass lines, early hip hop bass lines came from funk and from rock, like punk rock.
They just the same progression.
Yeah, just slowed down. That's what they're sampling.
I wanted to look into that more. Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Yeah. So your representative sent over 2 songs, including Type and Pressure.
Yeah.
Now, are both of these singles? Are both of them on a same project? Are you doing more of the single route?
Honestly,
do you want to have an album?
If I want to make an album, but it just feels like the way people's attention spans are these days, it's like you got to do singles. I feel like it's hard for people to listen to a project unless they're confident in you or and I don't think I'm at that point yet, so these are probably gonna be singles.
So interesting to hear your perspective, because you love albums.
Yeah, I do.
And we love albums. Yeah. Start to finish, take me on that journey. Give me that slow song before that hyphy song.
Take a whole, it's a story, basically.
Yeah, set the mood. Or a concept album where it's this whole album takes place underwater. You know what I'm saying?
Have you made any albums that you've unreleased?
Yeah, I've actually made 2 albums.
Nice.
Full of unreleased songs. I have Girls Love Kellan, which is I'm gonna release that eventually.
Nice.
And then I have Kellan vs. Adonis, which is the take, because the way I've deemed it is, like, more of my Afro beats is, I guess, more of like a Kellan type thing, and then my rap, hip hop, trap soul is like an Adonis, so it's like a half and half type deal.
Sweet, like T.I. versus T.I.P.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Great album.
And I think being able to combine those two styles, if not, it's more of an Adonis song or more of a Kellan song, if not, is it both styles on every song?
No.
Is it kind of varied up?
Yep. It's like the first half is Kellan, second half Adonis.
Whoa.
Is there a transitional skit, perhaps?
I tried to do a transitional song that was like kind of in between.
Interlude, yeah. That's cool.
Can't wait to hear it.
You're hearing it, that hopefully you'll be able to listen to it. By the time you're watching this, perhaps it will be released.
Yeah, the future, the time warp. So these, Type and Pressure, the two songs, they're both singles?
Yeah, both singles.
Very cool. Do they come out, when they come out?
Type I want to release in October, first week, hopefully.
So it's not dropped yet.
It's not dropped.
Man, we love that. Thank you so much for bringing it in.
So, and then Pressure is probably going to drop in the winter time. It's like more of a sadder vibe.
Cool.
Any projects on the horizon? Probably singles.
Yeah, more singles. I think.
Any collabs?
Yeah, I got a collab with Mac OC. He's a part of Ozone. We got a song called Snakes. We performed it together at the Mic Check event.
Nice.
2 weweeks ago, yeah. That was the last time I performed. I perform a lot of unreleased. I think I perform only unreleased music at this point, actually.
That's tight. I think that, I'm a fan of...
You could still publish it and have it be unreleased so you could get your BMI Live money. It might be worth looking into that.
Yeah.
Might be worth looking into that. Do you have, are you still rapping over your own beats? I was going to ask. Are these two songs, did you produce these?
No. I've definitely been on the YouTube route, and I found a lot of great YouTubers. Like, honestly, I think YouTube producers don't get as much respect as they should get.
Yeah, kind of gotten a bad rap.
It's starting to get really good.
But there's YouTube producers that give the bad reputation. Like, you probably had to hunt to find the ones that you like. And then there's guys on YouTube who are putting up beats that they didn't make.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of stuff like that. So it's like that's why they have a bad reputation.
Yeah, it's fortunate you were able to find, you said, one or a few good producers?
Yeah. Like 10, 12.
Yeah, you know where they're based out of?
A lot of them are actually from Germany. Cool. Yeah, there's Lou, Oh Boy, and Dejan. All three of them are from Germany.
Cool.
And like I don't think they've worked with each other too, which is like insane. When I heard the beats, I was like, I didn't even know you guys knew each other.
Nice. You planning a tour in Germany then?
I mean, I guess so. Hopefully, I've researched
some open mics in Germany, man. That'd be so cool.
I think you could do open mics abroad just on your like travel visa. Like your 90-day European Union travel visa. I mean, technically, if you're claiming money, it should be a work visa.
Oh.
But I still think that you could, even through an LLC, a smaller company that perhaps you started, get a travel visa.
That'd be sick.
To specifically perform as musician, you know.
That'd be fun.
That would be sweet.
Either of these songs by those two? If you know off the top.
Let me think. Nope.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, one of them is by Lou, though. Oh, no. One of them is by Lou. Yeah. Pressure is by Lou.
Pressure is produced by Lou.
Yeah, who's my favorite, by the way.
Okay.
Were either of these names of the tracks, are they the final names for the tracks?
I don't think Pressure is going to remain Pressure, but Type is going to be Type, yeah.
Type just reminded me of YouTube because they're all whatever type beats.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man.
I mean,
I was wondering if any of the beat names are the names of the song right now.
I do that a lot.
It kind of gives me an idea of what to do on the track.
Exactly.
Especially if you're freestyling over it. It's like, all right, I'm going to use the name of the track a few times.
I know.
I'm sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. YouTube beats.
Touring in Germany.
Oh, yeah. Soon it's going to be, a Kellan type beat.
Oh, man. The day that happens, I'm about to...
You made it.
Yeah, honestly.
Are you still producing?
Yeah, for fun. A little bit.
And you said you still using FL Studio?
Yeah, FL Studios is just the way to go.
Any preference on MIDI controller? Do you do a pad? Do you do a 4-octave keyboard?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just open up a piano roll. I'll find an instrument that I like, open up a piano roll, like put the little overlay for like to put things in key, and I'll just play with it for a little bit, and then eventually something sounds good, and I'm like, wow, I like this. Loop it, honestly, and then I just go with the drums. I actually forgot. Me and my boy Colin Makes Beats actually released a beat like last week.
BeatStars on YouTube?
Yeah, he's got it on his BeatStars, and it's on YouTube.
That was Colin
I'll have
Makes
to get
Beats?
that.
Colin Makes Beats.
BeatStars.
I've been going heavy on the BeatStars lately. I let my Spotify Premium lapse.
Really?
So now I listen to my music, the majority on BeatStars, because the ads are
Beats.
the ads are beats. Yeah, so it's better than hearing some toothpaste commercial. Even though it will be like way outside of my filter to be like, how did this beat get in here? But it's nice that it is more music.
Yeah, that could be nice sometimes.
We're going to take a break here in about 3 minutes. I wanted to ask you about this upcoming show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
About how that how that came to be, that opportunity, as well as the information.
Well, so
This Wednesday.
yeah, Wednesday. WWE. No, I'm playing. But so basically, I told you I did the show with Sam
Yep.
a few Sundays back, mic check, and I followed him. We talked a little bit, and then he posted weeks ago. No, I think mic check was actually 3 weeks ago, and then he posted about this 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey man, do you have any open slots for me to perform?" And he's like, "Yeah." Nice. So then he put me on. He's like, "We'll have more information soon." Cool. And then he hit me up a couple days ago. He's like, "All right, you got about 20 minutes." And I'm like, that's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time.
One song is a lot of time.
I know.
One verse is a lot of time, especially when you're in front of. Those shows are pretty good turnout.
Yep. That's a good venue too. They got a sound guy working in Part Wolf, so that's
You don't
clutch.
know his name, do you?
I don't. It rotates. There's a someone who looks like a lady and someone who looks like a guy doing the sound there. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They are both good at doing the sound.
So shout out Part Wolf Sound.
And be like, throw some reverb on this, and they know what to do.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. They know what to do.
Yeah, they well trained.
So it's worth introducing yourselves to any listeners and to you. Introduce yourself to the sound guy.
Thank you so much. I've realized how big connections are in the past few months.
Heck yeah.
It's interesting how much in-person networking has fallen by the wayside, and how it's like 10 times more effective than digital networking. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
I think at least for first impressions and for, showing up somewhere, showing your face, shaking this guy's hand again. Oh, I see you at all these open mics. So this Wednesday, Part Wolf. Oh my god.
And I think IC Entertainment's going to be having something the Tuesday before, so I'm going to be there. They have an open mic.
Not at Part Wolf as well, is it?
No, that's at Creative.
Gotcha.
Creative MPLS. Yeah, I've yet to be there. We got to take a break in about a minute. Yeah, just we don't have time for you to answer this, but I'll ask it anyway. You can think about it. Right. The open mic at Urban Lights with Vlad G. That was where I met you, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And just like, I'd like to hear your recorded thoughts about it. Just like what it means to you, if that was your first place performing in Minneapolis, and what do you like?
So we're gonna let you mull on that during our
this
break.
Long break.
Make sure to follow Kellan. There we go. At Kellan Music on Instagram and Kellan_music on Twitter. Follow us at SunDogs TC. Give us a call. 651-313-5125. SunDogs present.
Local vibes.
We'll be right back. And we are back. Welcome back to SunDogs present Local Vibes. If you're just tuning in, we are sitting down with the one, the only, Kellan. And we were just before the break, we were asking you, just about your general experience at the Urban Lights open mic. If you're just tuning in, that was the first non-school performance that you did.
Yep. So I performed once at a Hamlin African night, but that was probably 2 years before the Vlad event at Urban Lights.
Maybe not necessarily an all-rap show either.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
Variety shows are interesting to perform rap at.
Yeah, you never know how the crowd is gonna react. So it was a little awkward, sadly, but good experience.
What did you think about the crowd at Urban Lights open mic?
The crowd was great, but I had a terrible performance. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, I know it does happen. And the thing was, it was because I was in my own head and I was worrying too much because I always record with autotune.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't remember the last time I actually heard my actual voice recorded without autotune. So, I couldn't.
Once you get used to it, it's hard to
I
go.
know.
It's like, oh, I am a terrible singer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I just can relate heavily.
And I know. And then on top of that, I couldn't hear myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I didn't know how, it was just a lot of things. And it gave me a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Wasn't really moving around, but I think it helped me get over that barrier.
Yeah.
Nice.
That first performance back was the one that was like
And the
Shake
crowd
off the
didn't
cobwebs.
boo you off
Yeah.
the stage?
throwing tomatoes like that episode of SpongeBob. Yeah.
No, but an accepting group of individuals there.
Oh man, I love all those guys.
And you've been back a few times?
I've been back once to the one at Urban Lights, but to the mic check I've only been to one of that, and then the ice event I've been to a couple times.
Yeah, any advice to up and coming artists who haven't crossed that threshold yet, who are almost too nervous to get on the stage? Any advice?
Yeah, if you're too nervous, just practice before. Like literally, if you just practice, you have nothing to be nervous for. As long as I won't say nothing, but it's a lot less if you just know what you're gonna say.
And a little tips from your boy before, if you're practicing, practice moving around. Don't just practice sitting in your car because you'll run out of breath more when you're walking around. It's hard to do. Or if you're jumping around, if your song's a jumpy song, you gotta have really good cardio to be able to perform that live. So definitely practice that before you try it. Moving around on stage is important. Don't move around the entire time. Move to one spot in the stage, do something with your feet planted for a while, move to another spot of the stage. But the feet planted is the step after being planted the whole time. So at first you'll probably stand there with your feet still. Then you'll probably be walking all over the stage and never staying still. And the sweet spot is a little bit of both. That's what the audience is like.
Any noteworthy performances or anyone you've networked with between Mic Check and Urban Lights who you're excited to work with?
I wouldn't say.
reveal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say specifically because I didn't really meet them there, but we did kind of talk about making the songs there. So the song that I have with Mac, the Snakes, we talked about it there. I ended up just doing a hook, sent it over to him. He sent me a great verse, and I was like, dang, let me finish. Finished that. We performed it. So that was one. And then I sent a song to Bakari. I don't know if you guys know him.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's also in the Ozone group. He does more like the Afro beats type music. So we got a song called Light It Up coming out. Same, type of Afro vibes. And I'm really excited for that one, honestly.
Man, I can't wait.
I would assume there's got to be double or triple meening, but talking about weed?
Light it up.
Or let's light up the scene, light up the party, light up the stage.
Light Up Your Heart. It's about a girl.
Named
There you
Mary
go.
Jane. If you're just joining us, we're sitting down with Kellan. I'd like to talk about these two tracks a little bit more in depth. You just shared that Light It Up is almost a love song.
Right.
What about
Well, which one are you gonna want to play first, actually?
/ Pressure? Right now we have Type queued up first, but we can easily switch them. What do you?
I think we should play Pressure first.
Okay, no prob. And
No
then,
pressure.
so take us through the journey from, I don't know if you write lyrics before you find beats, if you find the beat then write the lyric, but take us through the journey of Pressure.
So when it comes to me writing music, I always find the beat first. And the beats that I look for, usually it's my mood. Because when it comes to music, lyrics are important, but I think for me, vibes are the most important. So it's I worked a lot more on the melodies, and the lyrics kind of supplement how I want you to feel. And with Pressure, it was just, at the time, it wasn't that bad, but it was just me just contemplating about all the hard stuff that kind of happened to me in the years before, and it's just a lot of pressure. I just felt like I needed to live up to a lot of people's expectations, and it was getting a little rough.
Interesting.
Any bars in there that are like your favorite that you like? I know artists don't like to like preface a song or like tell you what the meaning of certain sneak lines are, but is there any like super special lines in here that you'd want an audience to pay attention to?
No.
Put on a t-shirt.
No, nothing specific. Nothing specific. I think the chorus is a little, like, that's where like the song started, was the chorus. Like, it just kind of.
So you heard the beat and then wrote the chorus?
Yep, that's how it usually goes for me.
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting. We got a hook man here. Hit up Kellan and Kellan Music on Instagram for your hooks. That's some people have a really hard time making hooks.
I have a hard time with the verses.
And it's interesting hearing that you write the hooks first. I've done where you just kind of like summarize your verses in the hook. So
Or
it
even,
seems
like,
like,
the vibe or
you
the-
made the song cohesively, but it's like, yeah, if I just say a word from each verse in the hook, it'll sound like I had all this planned.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
It's like if you're talking about serving food at a lunch line, you're talking about serving time.
Right.
Serving, you know. what I'm
Boom,
saying?
tie the two verses together.
It's a few double meanings, so it's always a pleasure as fans to get a peek behind the curtain.
And I love talking about it.
Because some people don't. They don't like to give it away. They'll be like, I'm giving away trade secrets.
Exactly.
I'm giving away my Masonic magic, you know.
That's funny that you say that. Tory Lanez is one of my favorite artists, and honestly, like, he like live streams him doing a lot of music, and I've realized me and him make music very similarly.
Interesting.
Like, record with effects on, do melodies before, and then come back to the lyrics after. You know, pick a beat first as well. I was like, wow, I thought I was weird for this, so it kind of made me feel a little bit better.
That's awesome. Where are you making music out of right now?
My basement.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I got my own setup.
What kind of setup do you have? Like a preamp and everything, or like?
Yep. So I got a Focusrite interface.
Yep.
No preamp. I don't think that's a preamp, but it's an interface. I got a, what is it? Audio Technica, like AT 60s, something like that. Yeah, Audio Technica, and then also an Audio Technica mic, and then just like a gaming PC
Nice.
There you go. And Fruity Loops.
and Fruity Loops.
Oh my god.
Something will never change.
Yeah, so you were saying before the show that you've used streaming software to stream video game stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it to do a kind of,
This is how I'm
hey, look
making
what
the
I'm
song."
doing?
Yeah, I with music I've tried it, but the way Streamlabs and OBS works with FL, it doesn't properly like play the music into the stream without like this specific thing, and it was like $200, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to buy that.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first issue we had with figuring out our streaming software, was how to get the right audio input, you know, what adapter we need to
know.
go from the Focusrite into, you know.
So much work.
But I think worth it. And I mean, I would assume you learned stuff from watching. Remind me of the artist who you
Tory
had mentioned.
Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Exactly. I'm sure you learned stuff from watching him,
A little bit.
not even
Like methods, yeah.
Yeah.
precisely. So I always think that this show is kind of geared for up and coming artists, whether it be vocalists, producers.
Yeah, we're not trying to keep anything from anybody. We're just trying to make it easy as possible to get your music out there and hope, well, depending on what your motives are, retain some of the rights to your music in the process.
I respect that.
Tell us about kind of the same deal with Type.
/TBD.
So Type, honestly, in my mind, I was writing about my girl, but I like to keep it a little bit more ambiguous, like open-ended, so it doesn't, so like it can, you know, be more personable to a lot of more women. So honestly, it started out, I didn't know where I was going with it at first, I'm not gonna lie, because I had the melody in my mind, and I was like, I was like, damn, whoa, work with that. So then I just started thinking, and I was like, you know, my girl did move to Boston. I'm like, maybe talk about a girl moving to a city, like a boss girl. Shout out to my girlfriend, by the way, she got accepted into Harvard.
Hey, congrats.
So that's amazing for her. So yeah, it was more about her.
That's awesome. Cool. Just kind of congratulations, gassy up type of stuff.
Yeah, honestly.
They deserve it.
How does she, I guess more early on when you started dating, what was her early reactions to your music? Did she take all of your lyrics at face value? Was she
Yeah, kind of actually. It's funny because like when we first met, I made her like a music playlist, like a really long one, and then I sent it to her. I was like me kind of shooting my shot. She didn't really like. I don't think she caught it.
Of your music? Or
No, just music that I'm like, this is what I'm listening to. Hopefully you like it. She liked it. Didn't hear from her the whole summer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so then meet up again. Then I'm like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Just asked her out. It was going great, and then I had a performance within like the first month of us dating. So
cool.
she came, liked it, liked the song.
That's tight. Having that type of emotional support is invaluable in art. I mean, when it's like half muse, half mother, you know what I mean? It's phenomenal to have that type of support. So that's huge. I would assume that she's continuously, as much as she can, streaming stuff and hyping you, hopefully, to her fellow undergrads. Or is she not an undergrad anymore?
No, she's in grad school.
Dang.
What is she doing?
Public health, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys team up? A little public health, a little biology, start a little non-for-profit.
There we go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Blam, blam.
She would love something like that.
That's so cool.
If you're just joining us, we're sitting down with Kellan. Please find more information at Kellan Music on Instagram and Kellan_music on Twitter.
Twitter. Kellan on all the streaming places, though.
Pretty much. Like SoundCloud is,
Kellan.
I think it's Call Me Kellan.
Call me Kellan.
And then Spotify, Kellan.
Yep. But there's like a couple Kellans on Spotify.
So it's the one that looks like you.
Yeah, it's got my face.
There you go.
It's funny because like I did like this creator type program on YouTube or something, and it ended up putting me and this other Kellan on the same account.
Oh.
So it's like if you go search up Kellan, it's my music and then another Kellan's music. So
As like the topic.
yeah, the Kellan topic. Yeah.
Interesting.
Man.
I feel like, the internet's still kind of wild, wild west. I know we talked earlier about producers plagiarizing someone else's work as their own, and I'm sure I'm sure rappers, I'm sure painters are doing the same thing
Exactly.
with bad intention.
I know, it's like, why are you stealing the tiny amounts of money that they're getting?
I know.
It's like, I feel sorry.
So I look forward to it being, yes, perhaps more regulated, the internet, YouTube, music, DistroKid, Spotify, streaming services, but it's going to be a lot more specific. Like, it's not there's not going to be disputes anymore.
I hope so.
We're going to scan your computer. Oh, you had this project in FL Studio in September of 2021. You know what I mean?
Those NFTs, get those popping on everything, if you know what I'm talking about. The non-fungible tokens, where it's like a one-of-a-kind thing on the internet.
We're running out of time, unfortunately.
Man,
We'd
thanks
really,
for coming in.
really like to thank you again. Truly, it was a pleasure to, again, just hit the tip of the iceberg. We'll definitely have to have you back on the show.
I'd love to be back.
Good luck on the performance on Wednesday. Again, that is at Part Wolf.
Part Wolf.
Out of time. We'll see you next week.
Under pressure to make all the right moves, can you feel me? And where I'm coming from, I don't need it. Cause you doing too much, girl, bye-bye. I'm saying bye for the last time. Yeah, why does it always feel like I'm rolling dice? Why can't I be good at reading people's eyes? Putting my trust in too quick. Wish that I had a cold heart. Need to stop giving up. I'm not answering your calls. Answer no calls. I don't mess with you no more. Been here before. Blocked you about 46 times. This time I'm sure. Always better cutting all these people off. Cause I don't got a lot of people close. Whoa, whoa. Too much switching up. Whoa, whoa. Take advantage of my kind heart, cause I won't question twice. Heard you call me a finesse. I thought I was showing love. See it 2 ways from this day, I'm no dove, yeah. You do, what would you do? Tell me what the hell would you do? I've gotten used to people only ever hit my line when they want something for me. Too dependable, sometimes I gotta think about myself, cause I ain't really got much. Help is never on the way, don't even know what to say, yeah. I gotta do this by myself, said I'd be on my PR, yeah. I'm still only showing love, I can't everybody to hate. Oh hell nah, cause they're gonna rub off. Poison my friends and my fam. Won't put up with BS, I'm running the check. Might even drop an album in the fall. I can't afford to make all these mistakes. No, my ops wanna make sure I don't ball. I can't wait to see all they face when they see I blew up. They gon' see that I'm popping now. You won't have to come and knock me out. Coming for jugs, I ain't never scout. I'm not answering your calls, answer no calls. I don't mess with you no more. Been here before, blocked you about 46 times. This time I'm sure, always better cutting all these people off, cause I don't got a lot of people close. We can go ball for ball, if you want we can even go flow for flow. Right there you ain't got no chance, worry about my health and take care of my mans. Ain't nobody gonna foil my plans, under pressure is when I'm at my best. 30 months 6, I ate this, mama should know that y'all hate. Rockstar life, I can't wait. Cutting people off like every day. It's here to know me, so get to know me. I'm here forever. It's a family affair, if I'm eating, they eating. We got all the steak, A5, yeah, it's good. If you're not with the gang, better go back to the crib. Can't leave the house without a stick. Money, we making them roll. Heads, we gon' do them the same. That ain't no shame. Better keep steady your aim, cause pressure like this ain't no game. I'm gon' run this town. Yeah. I'm gon' run this town, yeah. Yeah. Run this town, yeah. I'm gon' run this pressure. Yeah, she like them flashing lights. Shorty a dime, don't know why she rolled the dice. Moved to New York, next stop LA. Bossing up like she the queen, that's another thing that I like. Shorty my type, don't care about none of that. Ain't got a BBL, it's cool, I won't be worried a bit. Whoa, yeah, said I'm not worried a bit. Whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa. Try to buy her a bottle, but she sending it back. Told me that it's a motto. She got that good gelato. I'm reading pages on her. I'm a biggest fan. She let me take her out, said sweating me was in the plan. As for romance, she said no man. Let me get a chance. Just give me a hand. Walk to the promised land. Won't have a problem when I ask you. Can she like them flashing lights? Shorty a dime, don't know why she rolled the dice. Moved to New York, next stop LA. Bossing up like she the queen, that's another thing that I like. Shorty my type. Yeah, yeah, I said that she my type. You're my type. You're my type, you're my type, yeah, my type is mostly mental, but your physical's key. From the back look like Rihanna, got that pretty girl charm. From the front look like Beyonce, I done made you a song. Inspiration, girl, you my muse, I won't ever get used to you. Yeah, wouldn't choose no other life. Girl, you know that you my type, said I'd be a ride or die. Yeah, said that you my only type. In my contacts, you're my wife. Yeah, will she like no flashing lights? Die, shorty a dime. Don't know why she rolled the dice. Moved to New York, next stop LA. Bossing up like she the queen. Yeah, my type.